Welcome back to India Talks, and today we have with us Dr. Bammi, and we've been talking to him about theory of knowledge, critical thinking skills, and how he has been teaching that here at Jakarta International School. So, Dr. Bammi, you've been teaching for a long time here in Jakarta.
That's right.
Which is exactly how long?
This is now my 16th year at JIS.
Oh, that's a long time to be at one place.
Yes, yes. However, I feel that that it's been a wonderful place for us, for my family as well. Both my kids have been educated at JIS.
I see.
And I also love the country, and I love the region, Southeast Asia. Talking
about loving the country, you have a new book, full of photographs that you've taken.
Yes.
Called Indonesia, A Feast for the Senses.
Mm-hmm.
And so, which means that you're a very passionate photographer.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And how did you get into photography?
Well, I think it goes back all the way to my childhood again. I grew up so close to nature that I have an innate love for nature and for beautiful things. And then when I went to America, it was a very different environment.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my very first year there, we had the fall or autumn, and the leaves turn all those beautiful colors.
Reds
and that's when I took a camera. It must have been a really battered old camera for a student, but I took it out and started photographing fall.
Okay.
And that was so beautiful. And ever since then, I've gradually developed a passion for photography. Now, in Indonesia, I would have to say credit my teacher, was Pak Denik Sukarya.
Yeah, he's a very well-known Indonesian photographer.
That's right, that's right. So once I met him, and I've been very inspired by his work as well. So, gradually I think I've really grown into a lot of that.
So what kind of a camera do you use?
At the moment I'm using a Nikon D70, which is a digital camera.
Yeah.
But that I only made the switch about a year back.
So
before that I was using a Nikon SLR as well. Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, I believe you had another book called Golden Buddhism, which was about your trip to Vietnam and the surrounding area.
Yes, actually Burma, Thailand, Cambodia, these were the countries which inspired me a lot when I was visiting, and so I wrote a book called Golden Buddhism, and it also was a similar combination of photographs and text, because I was also very inspired by the philosophy of Buddhism.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this book, Indonesia?
Absolutely, yes. It actually is a book full of my enthusiasm for the country, and it covers more or less the entire spectrum from Papua all the way to Sumatra. So I've tried to cover as much of the country as possible to convey both its diversity, and also I call it a feast for the senses.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to give the impression of, which is what is so true about this country, that it really hits all your senses. And it's a very fulfilling aesthetic experience as a result.
You said that you have some text along with the photographs.
Right.
Can you share something with us?
Sure. I would like to read a passage which relates to the wayang in Java, because I think that will help to explain why I'm so influenced by Indonesia in my own thinking. Right. The wayang inhabits a world of intricate and overlapping layers. Its audiences include the gods, ancestor heroes, nature, and the clowns, that is us, the ordinary living folk, addressed in different languages including Sanskrit, classical Javanese, Indonesian, and American English. Its flexible format enables the wayang to retain an eternal relevance. The stories of the wali saints who popularized Islam in Java have been incorporated into Hindu and Buddhist themes, and modern governments use its popular appeal to spread messages of national purpose. In my study of world civilizations, I have never come across any mental construct as sophisticated and tolerant as the multiple dynamic frameworks of Javanese thought, the perfect model for our globalizing world.
That's very, very relevant.
Thank you. Yeah, and if I can just expand on that a bit.
Sure.
This multiple and tolerant perspective that comes from Java has greatly influenced my own approach to spirituality and religion. And I feel because of the many layers of religion that you find in Java, I find myself being very comfortable to combine perspectives from Hinduism, from Buddhism, from Sufism, Sufi Islam, as well as animism, which is, love of nature.
How have you applied it in your family life or within your environment?
In my family life, it means that we have not brought up our kids in any organized religion. because I think that spirituality is much more important than any kind of organized religion. But also, going back to critical thinking, it's enabled me to look at many different perspectives in life and from many different faiths.
Right.
And therefore, I think it gives you great strength as a person to be able to take the best from everything, you know, from different angles, from different faiths. And particularly, you know, for example, with Islam, I find Sufism is a wonderful philosophy that came out of India, but has also made a deep impact here.
What in your book Indonesia Feast for the Senses, what is the one place that you like most in Indonesia?
That's very difficult because I like all of it. But yes, if you were to really pin me down, then I'd have to say Yogyakarta.
Yeah, why?
Again, for the reason that this is a place which just seems to bring so many different things together. You have the greatest Buddhist monument in the world, you have the great Hindu temple, the Prambanan, there's Islamic culture there, and there's a beauty, and plus the culture of the Kratons, you know, of the aristocratic Javanese culture, which is very refined and very polite.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of, you could say it's a center of energy in Indonesia, it seems to me, and from there everything has sort of permeated outwards. And you know, this whole culture then is one which is so polite and so sort of gentle in many ways. Very mellow kind of culture, and I think you can feel that in Yogyakarta.
You know, you just mentioned that you brought up your children to not have any one religion,
yes,
but be more spiritual.
Yeah.
But from your recent, what you just said, and the title of your previous book, Golden Buddhism, it seems that you are very influenced by Buddhism and the principles.
Yes, certainly. I think Buddhism has influenced me very greatly in my thinking. But again, I wouldn't say it's the only influence. But what I liked about Buddhism was this emphasis on impermanence, you know, that in fact...
Non-violence.
Yeah, of course.
Which is
but also this idea that, you know, life is always changing.
Right.
And you got to change along with it and not hold on to things from the past. And, you know, so I think this is a country which allows you to really, you know, mix so many different beliefs.
We'll come back after the short break to talk to you about your experiences in Indonesia.
Yeah, thank you.
And viewers, if you have any comments and feedback, do SMS them to us at 4628. Type in QTV space IT followed by your comments. And we'll see you shortly after the break.